And we are live. Good evening, Bitcoiners. It is 6 p.m. here in the United Kingdom. And you know what that is? It is showtime. Where are we? It is the 9th of September, 2021. And strong Bitcoin hand, people. Crash? What crash? Correction? What correction? Manipulation? I won't say anymore. Great to have you all with me, people. Very quick shout out. We've got Yorkie Bitcoiner, who's not here, apparently. My lovely wife Elaine's in the house. My daughter Buffy W's with us. I can see Johnny Midas, Proud Zionist Jew. I don't know if we've got anybody else at the moment. Dave Shackelford is with us. Mavic Mini Flyer UK. Great to have you in the house, dude. Pound that like button. Really important. Johnny Midas, good to see you. As always, people, pound the like button. Tweet this out. Get this video in front of more eyeballs. If we are going to create or help this adoption of regular people like us, as opposed to the institutions, we need more regular people to find ordinary videos like this that they can get their heads around. So do help the system, help the cause by tweeting out or sharing the link with other people, etc. Thank you, John. That'd be great. I know Zaza is extremely busy at the moment, so he might not make it. Zaza is in Michigan. We've got a truly international chat room here tonight, so thanks to everyone. If you are brand new to my channel, let's do the disclaimer. You're not going to get any financial advice on this channel. You are also not going to get any technical analysis, any charts, any price predictions. I'm simply the UK Bitcoin master that chose to go live twice a week and have done for over 3 years now, just to rant about Bitcoin and to try and help noobs build their strong hands, intermediaries that haven't maybe yet got that strong hand to build it. That's why I'm here. So do your own research. If you want to check out all of my videos, go to ukbitcoinmaster.com and the interviews, bitcoininterviews.com. And if you stick around to the end, I will be announcing who my live guest is for this coming Monday, because he can't do Thursdays. That'll be the 13th of September. So stick around to the end. I've seen that Wilco Delamar has just joined us. Wilco, great to have you in the house. Pound the like button, people. And finally, I don't want tips. But if you want to play around with Lightning, send some sats. Somebody sent 10 sats and it was 0 in money. And I know who it is. They're either practicing or they're bringing more people on and showing them how they can move Satoshis around on the Lightning Network, Dave Shackelford. Oh, sorry, shouldn't mention names. Use the UK Bitcoin Master tippin.me address. There's a QR code there, and you can practice sending Satoshis to and fro. It's a brilliant way to get your head around layer 2, which is the Lightning Network, which ultimately will probably get more use than on-chain Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be the base layer that, supports everything and makes it financially work going forward. So let's get on with the show. Now, obviously, we've recently had the El Salvador launch of Bitcoin as legal tender. And I'm going to run a video shortly, but I've got ahead of myself. I'm getting over to the desktop. I always like to have a look at what's going on with the price. Now, if you look at this and you're new, you can see this is a 5-year chart. And if you look at 5 years, everything is good. Sure, we've had a mighty pullback again and we're halfway back up and another pullback. But if you are new and you keep watching the charts daily, you're going to be seeing all this lot going on and thinking, oh my Lord, this is so volatile. Yes, it is day to day, but it isn't if you zoom out and you look at what's going on over 5 years or even since the inception of Bitcoin. If you are new, just to not bore the regulars, but this here was the big pump of 2013. This here was the big pump, oh, my cursor keeps going funny, of 2017. And this so far is the pump of 2021, which there's a debate. Is it over? Isn't it over? I think we'll go again in the last quarter of this year. But again, when we think Bitcoin is going to do something, what does Bitcoin do? It goes and shocks the hell out of us and does something completely different. So you may think you've got a strong Bitcoin hand, but have you? Have you really got a strong hand? Imagine when Bitcoin's a million and it maybe loses 100,000 in an hour, because that's the reality. It's all right having a strong hand when it goes from $100 to, say, $50, which is a 50% correction. But what about $1 million to 500,000? Are you going to have a strong hand then? Because the volatility is not going to go until the world adopts this. It's rolled out as the base layer of money. And I don't know if any of that's going to happen, and then the volatility starts to smooth out. So you've got to be prepared for all that. And as these bull runs come, the halvings happen, etc., you're going to see candles with 10, 20% drops that are going to be in the tens, if not hundreds of thousands at some point, people. So always zoom out and know that whenever you buy your Bitcoin, if you hold for 210,000 blocks or roughly 4 years, you'll always be better off in 4 years than what you initially paid for your coins. So let's get on over now to the other desktop. Why? That's the wrong one. Okay. El Salvador Day. We had it a couple of days ago, on the 7th. Okay. Now, here's the problem. We know that this is exciting. This is momentous in history, the 7th of September, okay, 2021. And history will look back on this day, or that day, as the day that the world, a nation state, adopted Bitcoin as its currency, or a currency, along with its own currency, or the dollar. Okay, but the mainstream media or the mainstream are not going to go down without a fight. So what goes and happens is, soon as we have El Salvador Day, the price is manipulated. It tanks downwards. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but that seems a little bit suspect, doesn't it? They launch it in El Salvador. We know the IMF are not happy, and, the world is not happy that a country is adopting Bitcoin as a currency. So all of a sudden, the price tanks, I think 17 or 19% or whatever it was. I don't think that's an accident, people. But then you listen to the on-chain analysts and they say, all the fundamentals are good. Everything's still strong. It's been manipulated. I want to run a short video, as I do. And this is a video from the BBC in the UK, or the BBC World News, News 24, whatever they call it. Now, if you're watching this on catch-up, it may have been taken down due to copyright. I've decided to film it on my phone and put it up as a video from my phone to see if I can get round the copyright. I don't know how their algorithms find that it's something from the BBC, but if it has gone, my apologies. But for those of you that can see it, that are live on the call right now, let's watch this video from the BBC and let's look at how they spin this. Okay, as they always do. They start talking about marching in the street, demonstrations, people don't want it, etc. That happens in anything. People didn't want the car over the horse and cart. People didn't want email over the post office. The masses hate change. We, Bitcoiners, embrace change, and we have to understand that they spin this. Watch what I mean.
Today, El Salvador becomes the first country in the world to formally adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. The US dollar remains in use in this Central American country, but Salvadorians can pay for services or goods with Bitcoin. But many people there have concerns about the move, as they say they're unfamiliar with the cryptocurrency.
So they're unfamiliar with it. So they've got reservations. That's normal. Don't have a problem with that. That's normal with anything that new comes out.
And worried about its volatility. Sergey Fokada reports.
Hairdressers, supermarkets or pizza places in El Salvador are now accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment. It's been adopted as legal tender in the country alongside the US dollar, and it has its own Bitcoin law, which says that all businesses should be able to take the cryptocurrency. More than 200 new cash machines have been installed across the country to exchange the cryptocurrency for dollars and withdraw cash. The government is offering $30 in free Bitcoin to encourage citizens to use its national wallet, which is called chargeable, a local word for something good or nice. But El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele, is having a tough time persuading people that making Bitcoin legal tender is a good idea.
No Bitcoin!
General enthusiasm is low, with polls suggesting a majority of Salvadorians disagree with the move. Critics of the plan argue that using Bitcoin is risky, given the cryptocurrency's volatility and because it could be used to launder money.
The same old narrative. It could be used to launder money. Geez, people, they need to wake up. You've got more chance of laundering money by using the fiat currency that is untraceable than you ever do with a blockchain that every single transaction is recorded and creates a paper trail. My goodness, they keep coming up with this same narrative over and over and over again. But what does that narrative do? It freaks out the masses.
El pueblo no la quiere. Además de la...
People don't want it. That coin is unstable.
Tell the people of El Zonte they don't want it, or Bitcoin Beach, where they have a little community that literally lives and thrives using Bitcoin. This is just some person that has no clue what the hell it is. Why? Because they've been too lazy to do any research on it.
There is no price fixing.
Our elderly people find it very difficult to use the technology needed for this virtual coin.
Agreed. So they've still got the dollar. So nobody's being forced to use it. They're being encouraged to use it. So those that want to still use fiat currency, they can. No issue.
I don't like it. I like going to the shops and using banknotes.
Yeah, you will do until they call them in or bail them in, and then you can't get access to your funds, my love.
The government sees Bitcoin adoption as a way to facilitate money transfers from Salvadorians living abroad. More than 2 million Salvadorian workers in other countries send money to their families back home, and remittances make up around 20% of the country's economy. Sergi Forcada, BBC News.
So, hang on a sec. You can spin that any way you choose. Let me tell you... Whoa. Why have I gone third? Let me tell you what I see. I see Bitcoin publicised on the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation. That can only ever be good for exposure. So they can spin it any way they choose. We don't know how El Salvador is going to play out. It is an experiment. But, it's damn exciting, and I'm really glad that I'm part of it. Barefoot Barry, welcome. Hastings Insurance Solution. I've seen Alex Menard. Welcome, everyone. Michael Webber, great to have you in the house. So off the back of that, before we go on, there's a couple of tweets that I wanted to quickly share with you, if I can. That's the wrong one, desktop. There you go. I love it. Sats are the standard in El Salvador, showing you the sats that, you get for $1, $3, $5, etc. I believe there was one more as well. Yeah, Dennis Parker tweeted, Panama unveils bill to make Bitcoin legal tender. The proposal comes one day after El Salvador officially adopted the cryptocurrency. Now, I can't verify this. It is just somebody that's tweeted, so I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but this is going to... Other countries are going to be watching this. I'm telling you right now, they will be watching this. Don't think they won't for 1 minute. Okay, so the next video I want to run. This is from Jan Pritzker. I think I've said that right. Jan Pritzker. Jan is, I think he escaped from Russia with his family, so he knows what it's like to live in communism. Okay, he then went to America. He's the co-founder and CTO, or Chief Technical Officer, I believe that is, of Swan Bitcoin. And I love it when he talks about the ICO mania of 2017. Many of you weren't in 2017. I was. Bitcoin Meister, aka Proud Zionist Jew, was. Maybe a few of you guys were. Barry, I think you might have been. So we saw this ICO craze, and this was going to be the next Bitcoin. And I think IOTA at the time was flavor of the month in, I don't know, some Asian country. I can't remember it was. I think Adam Meister was talking about it. And ultimately most of them went to zero. Now we've got the NFTs, haven't we? DeFi, etc. I don't know how this is going to play out, but I love Jan's take on the ICO craze, and then why you've got Bitcoin is the Hare, is the Tortoise, and the Hare is all this other hype stuff going on. Let's run this one.
Because it's exactly like you're seeing, the ICO boom was another thing. 2016, when I started sort of researching Bitcoin, I spent the first 6 or 8 months of my journey researching Ethereum and
follow him. Look, 22,000 followers.
ICOs, because that's what was so hyped up. I was listening to like ICO podcasts and being like, wow, this is a really great idea. This is a great idea. Basic attention token, amazing. Like all this stuff was really cool, right? And if you're a technology person, you end up really down that road very quickly because it sounds cool. It sounds like it's going to work, all this other stuff. And NFTs are just the current, this ICO bubble. It's like, now it's all going to be, we're going to have digital rights on the blockchain. We're going to do this. We're going to split artist payments. And a lot of those are great ideas. I'm not saying they're bad ideas. Just like basic attention token is not a bad idea, except for the token is the problem. The idea of paying for content and like not having ads is a good idea, but that should be done with Lightning, with actual money, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing with like, these NFTs and all this other stuff. It's like, if you want to pay an artist for their podcast, well, you got Breeze, listen to the pod, send them some sats. Okay, that works. That's sending them money. If you're sending them garbage tokens that they then have to sell for money, that doesn't work. That's not a monetarily sound concept. So, I think we're going to have these hype cycles, and then eventually it all just comes back. Like the hype cycles are the Hare, and then Bitcoin's the Tortoise, actually building the infrastructure that needs to exist for these things to truly work in the real world. And then Lightning, ends up implementing it. So I think we're going to see that.
And that's a really interesting clip there, isn't it? And this is why I follow these people, so I can learn. And you should be doing exactly the same, people. Bitcoin is not going to be rushed. TikTok next block every 10 minutes. No block size increase. The block size wars of the summer or the spring of 2017. I just got into Bitcoin and wondered what the hell was going on with all of that. So, it's not going to be altered. Bitcoin is nothing or no one is going to change it unless consensus is agreed. So I love Jan's take there. Don't rush Bitcoin. It is going to change the financial system of the world, but it could play out over decades or even centuries. It's interesting. I'm reading listening to an audiobook right now, The Sovereign Individual. Really heavy book, but really educates us on how ultimately governments, nation states, fiat currencies, they all fail. But people don't look back on them. We didn't know the Middle Ages were the Middle Ages until we've gone way past the Middle Age into the modern age. When the Middle Ages were unfolding, they were called the modern age. So history is what we look back on. And I think we'll look back on this time in history as the most incredible time when this massive shift to a digital world took place. Absolutely love it. Okay, so you should be following Jan Pritzker. You really should be. You should also be following my final commentator, and this is Preston Pish. Now, I'm massively impressed with this guy. He talks the truth. He doesn't flower it up. He doesn't blow it out of proportion. He has some great podcasts. You should follow him there. He was talking about the end of 2017 was brutal, absolutely brutal with what was going on with the SegWit debate. And obviously then we had the Bcash fork. But then he starts to talk about what we've been through already with Bitcoin. And, he ties it up with what more do we want, people? Have a listen.
I would say that even through like 2017, when the whole SegWit update came out,
260,000 followers following.
When I went through that summer of 2017, like it was really like I was pretty sure I was on the right side of the fork. And I was, but going through the experience, you didn't really know for sure whether you were on the right side of history or were going to be on the right side of history. And, so there's been a lot of things that have happened from a technology maturation standpoint that have occurred since 2015 that I look at my position size now. It's obviously, as Raoul Powell would say, something long, like I'm unreasonably wrong or whatever. Long. Yeah. I'm in the same boat as Raoul. It's a little hard not to, if you're not selling your winners, right, and just kind of going with the punches. So, but when I look at my position size now, compared to the technical maturation that we're at today, like the risk is gone as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Like we got layer 2, we got immediate clearance, we got countries that are making it legal tender. Like, I mean, what else do you want? Like, we got an entire derivatives market, global derivatives market all around the world. You had the biggest mining country in the world just ban it. And like, it just plowed straight through the difficulty adjustment, reset everything fundamentally. What's there to be scared of right now? Like, so looking at it through my eyes of the last 6 years, like there's just been so much growth from the fundamentals of the engineering of Bitcoin that the price was down hard just in the last quarter. But as far as how much it fazed me, I was just like, whatever, just buy more.
Enough said, people. There is nothing to worry about. Bitcoin's 12 years old, almost $1 trillion. As Michael Saylor says, it's front ran everything else and it's going to be unstoppable. They're going to need to do something pretty damn severe to take the thing down. Now, will they try and run narratives to discredit it? Of course they will. Energy, money laundering, tanking the price because El Salvador kicks off to try and, unsettle the El Salvadorian people. All of that's going to happen. But that does not mean there's anything wrong with Bitcoin. That's the important thing. And that's what we've got to do as Bitcoiners is understand that, broaden our horizon, listen to more podcasters so that whatever goes on out there, it is what it is and you don't break a sweat over it. Oh, Bitcoin's down 5,000. Oh, well, what are we having for tea? Yeah, and that's where I'm at. Frosty Ashington, Mr. Tinker 53, welcome you guys. Great to have you people in the house. And Johnny Midas, I am watching you, sir. Okay, right. So they're the clips that I wanted to run through. No, actually, I think there's one more. Let's play this last bit.
Whoops. You're going to go through a supply suffocation of coins that are available on the market to buy. And when that happens, some would argue that we're going through a little bit of that right now as the price went from 30 to 40. But it's only going to get more exaggerated as we get further into the cycle. And so the mathematics alone of just the sheer lack of coins available for purchase are going to drive the price higher because your demand of buyers is, just keeps going up. And so, I think the thing that's going to drive it is just the price action alone is going to make new headlines and it's going to the price chart. Everyone's going to look at it and say, my God, this thing's going higher. And I thought it was going to go back down to 10,000. I thought it was just this big smoke and mirrors thing.
None of us have got a crystal ball. That's the important thing. But all I know is if you've got 21 million Bitcoins and 8 billion people on the planet, if Bitcoin does become layer 1 or the financial base layer, if you will, the price is going to be doolally. None of us know what's going to happen the rest of this year. Maybe we'll go back into a bear market. Maybe we won't. All I know is when the price is down, you should be stacking Satoshis, people. Absolutely crucial because in the new world, every single Satoshi will matter to you and your family. There will come a point, I'm sure, where you'll have parity with the US dollar, $1, 1 Satoshi. It's a long way down the road when you think there are 100 million Satoshis in one Bitcoin. You're then saying Bitcoin is worth $100 million. But if you start trying to do the maths of 8 billion people and divide them and the whole monetary system into 21 million coins and then take 2 or 3 off that have been lost, you can see why price has to go up. It's a mathematical certainty, as the guy that built Titanic said. She will sink. It's a mathematical certainty. Bitcoin number will go up. It's a mathematical certainty. Unless some black swan event crashes the world economy, Bitcoin goes down with it. I don't know how all that's going to play out. All I know is I feel we're better off by holding Bitcoin than we are holding fiat currency. And I'll give the analogy for the new people again. 2.5 years ago, I was going to get another car. I decided to put it into Bitcoin instead. That car fund is now sat at over $250,000. And now I still don't want to touch it and go and get a car because I know it could 2x, 4x, 8x, 10x over the next 4 or 5 years. So, Bitcoin also educates us on stop buying rubbish things, stop buying things now. Learn, as Meister says, delayed gratification. Put it off if you don't really need it. Put it into Bitcoin and you'll be able to get it down the road and have plenty left over as well. So that's where I'm coming from. And you'll know when you're deep in the rabbit hole because you'll get that emotion as well. I've got a couple of other tweets before I announce who my guest is on Monday. So stick around. Jan Pritzer again. Am I too late to invest in Bitcoin? He isn't. It's just a question. Well, only one country in the world has enacted Bitcoin legal tender laws so far. It has a population of 6 million. There are 8 billion people on the planet. So, are you too late? Not a chance. Not a flipping chance. Yeah, I will announce that, Elaine. Will do, yep. Armin the Parman. The most dreaded words a Bitcoin mentor can hear when helping a newbie is, what's my password? If you say, what is my password, whatever you've got hidden behind that is gone forever. Because your mentor or the person guiding you, they don't know your password. They can't help you with your password. There is no rolling the clock back if you do not look after and keep safe your seed words, your password. Absolutely, you got to get this, people. So important. Then Michael Saylor said, if you aren't willing to own Bitcoin for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. I think that is awesome and so profound, but it's so true. We should be saying to somebody that says, how do I get some Bitcoin? We should be saying, are you prepared to hold it for 10 years? And if they say no, don't help them because you haven't got time to help them. There was a great tweet somebody put out a while back now, and it says, I haven't got time to educate you. If you're not interested in learning, I haven't got the time to educate you. I can't remember how the tweet went, but it was something like that. So I'll quickly do my quote and then I'll do a couple of announcements from Malcolm X, actually. If you have no critics, you'll likely have no success. I always try to import that idea into Bitcoin. If people aren't criticizing you, you are not in that 1%, 2%, 0.5% of pioneers. Because pioneers are laughed at, they're ridiculed. People scoff them, scorn them, tell them they're mad, snigger at them under their breath. They try to fight them. They try to argue with them. If you're not getting that, the success is not coming off the back of that. Because the success in life is out there right on the edge of the branches of the tree, and most people are not prepared to go out on the edge of the branch because they think it's slightly unstable. So the mere fact that you're on this call, you're hopefully in Bitcoin down that rabbit hole, means you're willing to step out on the edge of the branch, the wind swaying it around, and you will have the success because of that, people. Okay, so that is your show for today. Couple of announcements. Really looking forward to Saturday. We've got our private 21 million club offline or Zoom meetup coming up. Mike, MS Btc'S. If you watch this on catch up, Mike, I did email you, but I haven't heard back from you. So for those of you that are coming on Saturday, it'd be great to have a good old monthly chinwag. Looking forward to it, talking Bitcoin, etc. 8 o'clock London time, as always. Anyone that's a regular in my chat can be part of that 21 million club. If you email me at the notes, the very bottom of the notes section right now, there's an email address. I'll tell you the criteria to come into the club. It's not a free-for-all. I've got 3 or 4 bullet points that if you tick them, then you're welcome to come and join our club. And you know, you learn a heck of a lot when you're offline than you do actually on shows like this, actually. Yorkie Bitcoiner, the block war was a very intense, very tense time. It was a fierce struggle. It absolutely was, Yorkie. It absolutely was. I'm just double checking, actually. I haven't missed anybody saying anything. I don't think I have. Hello, everyone. Q4. How will it end? Michael Webber. We'll see, Michael. You're going to have to wait. No crystal ball, I'm afraid. So I look forward to catching many of you on the 21 million club. Now, Monday, I have a live guest coming up and I'm massively excited. If you don't know who this guy is, you need to go and find out about him. Firstly, let me bring up his Twitter so you can see. Forgive me, my cursor keeps doing really weird things and jumping all over the screen. So, the person that I've got on Monday as my guest is none other than Greg Foss. Now, Greg Foss has got 32 years in the financial markets, trading, high yield, credit cap structure, arbitrage. I don't even understand half this stuff. All I know is I reached out to him via the help of Pubby. So Pubby, if you watch this, shout out to you. Awesome. Thank you for connecting me with Greg. He was big at the Miami conference. He's got a lot of influence. He talks a lot of stuff. He's very, very, very bullish on Bitcoin. And again, you want to follow him. 33,500 followers on Twitter. So on Monday, 6 p.m. London, I will be talking to Greg Foss about his background, how he came across Bitcoin, his journey so far, and I guess more importantly, where he sees Bitcoin going in the future. So don't miss Monday's show. He is a big personality in the Bitcoin ecosystem and one not to be missed. So people, that is it. That is your UK Bitcoin Master live show for today, the 9th of September, 2021. I will catch many of you on Saturday. My deepest apologies to my US friends that it falls on 9/11 or the 20-year anniversary of 9/11. But unfortunately, if I didn't do it tomorrow, it was going to be another couple of weeks away. And I try to do these every month. So, you know, I would understand fully if any of my US friends, you know, need to celebrate's the wrong word, but, you know, pay homage to all those that lost their lives 20 years ago on Saturday and don't want to come on. I get that completely, but I had no choice. I was backed into a corner. So for those of you that are on, I'll catch you on Saturday at 8 p.m. London. For those of you that aren't on, have a great, where are we? Monday. I nearly said Thursday, weekend, whatever you're doing. And I'll catch you 6 o'clock on Monday where I'll be interviewing Greg Foss. That is it. I am out of here, people. Catch you all on Saturday, Monday, or both. See ya.